including Stephen A. Smith, who tweets, "Oh, look at Ryan Clark and Dan Orlovsky wearing identical outfits on Get Up. Ebony and Ivory living in perfect harmony."
But you know why, though? Here's the thing. There's no way he's going to match Playmaker's suit later. That's all it is.
Well, Stephen A. also needs to stop buying his suits from 1990.
Oh, okay. Who knew that was coming?
Okay.
You know what Stephen A. is really upset about? The Dallas Cowboys are ridiculously good. If you're just joining us, Cowboys Pats on the road. Let's take you through the finish of this. Where don't you throw the ball if you're playing Dallas?
You do not throw the ball at Diggs, because this is what happens. You're off a little bit. You're a little bit behind. He gets an opportunity to catch it. He gets it, and it's a pick six.
He has an interception in every game this year. So the Cowboys would take a 5-point lead. Very next Patriots play. How about Mac Jones bouncing back?
Yeah, throw another punch right at him. Just a condensed split double move. They go push up, out, and then Diggs tries to undercut it. Safety gets over the top. I love the aggressive throw by Mac Jones.
It's a 75-yard touchdown to Kendrick Bourne. They go for the 2 and get it, so it's a 3-point game. Here we go, Cowboys, 3rd and 25.
And one of the greatest plays of their season. It's unbelievable, the little detail that Dak Prescott does here. Holds his eyes, the in route comes in, beautiful throw.
Greg Zuerlein would kick a 49-yard field goal from there, would send this game to overtime. Patriots would win the toss, so they get it first. They would wind up punting, and that would lead to this. Rex, let's say good night.
Good night. Coming up right here. That's the good night shot right there. And he's going to wave goodbye to this guy right here.
Look at Boy Wonder in the background.
Boy Wonder going to be head coach of the Cowboys next year.
Guys, all the news was not good, though. Dak Prescott limping off the field at the finish. And Ed Werder tweeting, Dak Prescott confirmed plan for an MRI to diagnose what is currently described as a right calf strain. He did not appear overly concerned with the bye week upcoming. He said he could have played more had CeeDee Lamb not scored on the final play. He apparently heard it on that play, but you see him in the walking boot in that picture. Here was Dak after the game.
Life keeps throwing punches, and I'm going to keep throwing them back. Yeah, I mean, it's part of it. It's part of this game. It's a physical game we play. As I said, I'll be fine. I've got a lot of confidence in myself, the medical team, and as I said, I mean, I feel good. Obviously, this is precaution. It's something we'll figure out. I figured we weren't playing for a week, so I'd give you guys something to talk about and speculate on this time. So there you go.
I think one of the biggest loser moments of my life was when I was like a Dak Prescott doubter /
That's fair. Does not appear to be any obvious reason to be overly concerned about this. Again, they have a bye week here, so he's got 2 weeks to get the calf healthy. If there is an MRI today, obviously we'll pass along any information on the injury that we have. That said, Rex Ryan, they win close. They win in blowouts. They win with defense. They win with offense. Are the Dallas Cowboys the best team in the NFC?
Golly, I'm still going to stay the Arizona Cardinals. I think they've earned that right. They're 6-0.
Yep.
But Dallas is certainly right behind them.
What do you think?
Yeah, no, I think they're in the conversation. And the thing that I will say is this. Right now, you have to give the Arizona Cardinals the edge because they are a 6-0 team, and you can only beat the teams you play. But I also can't say if these two teams matched up in the playoffs today that I wouldn't pick Dallas because I would. I would expect Dak Prescott to make the winning plays. I would expect this defense to have timely interceptions and timely turnovers. And I'm getting to a point now where I walk into games or I'm watching football games, and I'm like, Dallas will score. Right? Dallas will make that play. Dallas will do what they have to do. And that's a far departure from what we've said the last few years with the Dallas Cowboys.
They do play each other at the end of the season, so we will see if that game winds up coming down to home field advantage. A long way to go between now and then, obviously. How about the Cowboys?
I still think the Cardinals are a better football team in the NFC as well. I agree, earned. Cardinals have some gritty wins, to beat San Francisco, gritty. They beat the Vikings at the end of the football game. So they need to have some fourth quarter comebacks as well.
Right.
Again, I'm so impressed with Dak Prescott, his playmaking and his clutch plays, but I feel like I could say the same stuff about Kyler Murray.
Heck yeah.
I think both defenses are opportunistic. They're good against the offensive lines or across the offensive lines. Both teams are very good.
We're going to talk about the Cardinals in just a moment and their performance. Again, that game, Cardinals-Cowboys, is January 2nd. It's the second to last week of the season. Very quickly, coming off of this game, Mac Jones, the bounce back, I mean, they don't ask him to do everything, but that bounce back on that touchdown pass, what do we say about the Patriots rookie quarterback now?
Everything that is important important when it comes to playing quarterback, Mac Jones does at high level. Every single thing. Decision-making, ball placement, accuracy, pocket movement, operation of your offense. It's fantastic by Mac Jones. And for him to throw that pick at home in that situation, and then the very next play, go right back at him with the double move and to throw that touchdown pass, tells me everything and tells you everything you should need to know about Mac Jones. What? This kid is cut from the right cloth.
So why does Ryan Clark have this look on his face?
No, I like Mac Jones, but there's no way you watched that game last night and you love what he did. And I get it. He's 15 for 21, and we're gonna look, and you're gonna look at that play, Dan, on the out and up and say, "Oh my goodness, that's a great throw."
No, it's a good throw.
That guy should have been split in half. That's a bad play by the safety. That's an underthrown ball. That's Mac Jones not having the arm strength to push it down the field. And I'm not saying that he's a bad player. I think Mac Jones is a solid quarterback. But to come in here today and say that he played great, I don't agree with that.
Let me let Rex break the tie, because you have been a Mac Jones questioner here on this show. Your thoughts on him this morning?
Look, I don't think he has that arm talent.
Yeah.
And I mentioned it. I said a pea shooter.
Right.
But at face facts, I think the guy played really well in this game. Look, he does throw the ball with anticipation and timing and all that. He's a smart guy. I just don't think he has that NFL hose. And that's why I think later, when it gets to, the cold weather and all that, I think it's going to show up.
He has like 150 yards. If that plays
He's 2-4 as a starter, so let's not put him in the Tom Brady thing.
At home. I'm going to leave it. We're going to come back to it. Dan, I promise we'll come back to it. I have to get to the Cardinals and the Browns from yesterday, because this is a game we need to get into. No Cliff Kingsbury there. He's out with COVID. So Spencer Whipple is the voice, and Kyler Murray's here. All right, RC, the move. What are we doing?
Ew! He hit him with the stanky leg. Oh, my goodness. This is back to shades of when we were watching him in camp, making people fall down and saying, "I am like that."
Cardinals up 14-0, but then Donovan Peoples-Jones.
I don't like that. I didn't like that.
That's going to be me running over your guys' arguments about Mac Jones.
He is trucking people. 3 seconds left in the half. Browns down at their own 43. They're throwing a Hail Mary. Rex, how about this?
Yeah, how about 67 yards in the air?
Donovan Peoples-Jones somehow makes the catch. And
He's
the first
elite.
half, they were thoroughly dominated, the Browns were, and they're right in the game until this. Dan, J.J. Watt gets him.
Yeah, Baker scrambling here, rat rank, tackled by J.J. Watt, and you see that shoulder, left shoulder go right into that ground. And in my mind, I was like, my goodness, he's not getting up from that. That looked ugly.
Yeah, it did. It was a terrible looking injury. Remarkably, he would wind up coming back in the game. Meanwhile, it's Murray again. It's Hopkins again. Dan.
It's beautiful by Kyler, but I mean, if I was the Browns, I wouldn't cover DeAndre Hopkins in the red zone either.
30-14 Arizona. Mayfield comes back in the game. A big fourth down play to Odell.
And it's the right throw. It's the right place, right time, 100%. You have to make that catch.
Oh, by the way, adding injury to insult on that play, that's Kareem Hunt on that play, grabbing his calf. He would have to be carted off. That looked bad. And then later in the drive, it's Murray to A.J. Green. Say goodnight, Irene. 20 for 30, 229 yards, and 4 touchdowns for Kyler Murray as the Cardinals, without their coach, improved to 6-0 on the season. And so there's so much to be said. What are we saying about the Cleveland Browns, who were 3-3 this morning?
Most disappointing team in football. They're a 6-0 roster, and they're a 3-3 football team. You're at home playing a team that's got to travel to you. And I get it that there's injuries on your football team. They got to go to you. They're without their head coach. They got a guy calling plays that, to my knowledge, has never called plays in the NFL. They're missing their best defensive player. And they score on 3rd and 21 to start the football game. Come on, defense. Then they score on 3rd and goal from the 13-yard line on a screen pass that Hop just makes guys miss. Way too many blown mistakes. This defense that they invested a ton of draft capital in and money in, and I was sitting there going, my goodness, they're going to take a weakness into a strength. You guys have played 3 good offenses this year. They've put 33, they've put 47, and they put 37 on you. I mean, this is a football team that should be much better. And Baker Mayfield, I've had his back. I still have his back. You did the one thing you couldn't do in that game. Turn the football over in your area twice to start that game. This is the most disappointing team in football right now, a third through this season.
Oh, by the way, he's Brady's got the shoulder, Kareem Hunt has the calf, and they play Thursday against Denver, so we will get to that. But what do we say about the Browns today?
Listen, yesterday was a huge indictment on the entire organization. This was supposed to be the year. There are so many years we come in here in the offseason and we say the Cleveland Browns have gotten better. The Cleveland Browns have done what they need to from a roster standpoint, as you mentioned, Dan, to be a 6-0 team, to be a team that challenges for the AFC Championship. And those were the conversations we were having, not before the season only, but after week 1. After Baker Mayfield throws an interception to lose the Kansas City Chiefs, we say, oh, this is a team that's going to compete going down the stretch. And there aren't. We have expected Baker Mayfield to take that next step, which elevates this team. That's not happening. We expected this roster to be better on defense to elevate this team. That's not happening. From what we saw last year, we thought Kevin Stefanski could do the things he needed to do to help Baker Mayfield, this offense, win football games. That's not happening. All the things we thought about the Cleveland Browns coming into this season are not happening. And that's how a 6-0 roster becomes a 500 team.
Yeah. Rex, how about Baker Mayfield?
Yeah, look, and you know how I feel about Baker Mayfield. I just think that, look, the guy is a really good quarterback, okay? But he's just not elite. Did you put him in there with Herbert, with Dak Prescott, with Aaron Rodgers, with Patrick Mahomes?